Last video, I walk you through the process and how we finally get here. So, our next step would be the painting process, and we're going to do that after we clean up the table here. So, let's get started. What I'm doing now is applying the first coat using a 1:1 ratio of Mod Podge and acrylic paint. Reasons being are the Mod Podge and acrylic paint protect the base, and second, it provides adhesion to the main colors when we paint the main colors later to the diorama. We have all the parts painted. We're gonna wait for a few minutes to make sure that everything is dry. Then we're gonna paint the main colors of the diorama. We are now ready to paint the main color of the diorama. At first, I would like to do a regular stone color here, like lightish gray. But when I'm checking my paints here, acrylic paints, I saw this. This is like a flesh tone, a regular flesh tone, and I know I love this color here on the wall. It makes it more lighter. Now, I will not recommend using expensive acrylic paints on the surface of the diorama like this. But this is the only color I have, or this is the only paint I have with this color here. So for diorama, what I will recommend is just regular acrylic paint you can buy at a hobby store, like the Anita's acrylic paint there. But I think I'm gonna try this first, and if I will not like it later, then I'll just repaint it with a gray color or light gray color. Let's do it. Already painted most parts of the diorama, and what we're gonna do next is to paint the books here. So this will be a tedious but fun process. So I have a lot of colors to choose from. I think I'm gonna avoid yellow because I don't see any yellow covered book in the old library castle, stuff like that. So I'm gonna stick with earth colors that I can use here. Blue probably, red for sure, green, light colors for flesh colors right there. So this will be fun, but this will take a while. Took me hours to paint these books here. Took me at least a couple of hours. It's crazy, but we're done. What we're going to do next is we're going to apply a clear coat before we're gonna weather the items here. So clear coat will protect the paint here when we do weathering. So when you apply clear coat, what you're gonna do is make sure that the spray, you shake it well first, then the spray is at least a foot away from the surface that you're spraying on, so that the clear coat will spread evenly to the surface. So make sure you are 1 foot away from the surface, and you wait for at least a couple of hours to make sure everything is completely dry. Then we're gonna do the next step, and that is the weathering. After waiting for the clear coat to dry, we can start our weathering process now, and we start off with a wash here. So I created my own wash. I used a 1:1:3:3 ratio. So it means if I will use 1 drop of acrylic paint, it means I will add 3 drops of water and 3 drops of alcohol. That's a isopropyl alcohol. So I used black and brown acrylic paint here. And so as you can see, that's a darker brown uh, wash. That will be perfect for this color here. Now, what we also need is paper towels. So what we're going to do is just spread the wash all over the surface here. We are targeting the crevices actually of the diorama. So once we spread the wash, all we have to do is just remove the excess or the paint that is on the surface, so that what's left is the wash on the crevices itself. So that's what we're aiming for. And after that, we can start with dry brushing. And we are ready to do the dry brushing technique. So what I usually do is I prepare a paper towel here, a brush. I like to use this flathead brush here, and your acrylic paint. So I love to use this flesh tone Vallejo acrylic paint for my dry brushing. Now, for dry brushing, again, we are targeting the surface, not the indentation on the surface, but the surface itself. So what you need to do is, once you have your paint here, all you have to do is just dip your paintbrush slightly, very slightly, to the paint, then wipe off the excess paint using the paper towel, just like that. That's why it's called dry brushing, because you're brushing it with literally almost nothing on it, no pigment of that paint on the brush. So you don't overdo it. It's fine. At first, you will see no difference at all. You will not notice it. But once you cover the whole surface, that's where you see the difference. So don't be too excited to overdo it, because sometimes I saw some dioramas that are too heavy with dry brushing and it doesn't look good. So just don't overdo it. Just make sure to follow the process, and you will see the difference later. Let's do it. And we're done with the dry brushing, and we are ready for the last step. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this out again. We're going to apply a final clear coat to protect the base. And up next will be a video of the diorama on the display itself, how it looks on the display. And while we're waiting for the final clear coat to dry, we're going to look for a backdrop of the internet for the window. I am thinking about like full moon or something. And once we get a backdrop, we're going to have, or I'm going to look for a plastic or acrylic plastic to cover or for the window itself. So, and yeah, after that, next clip will be the diorama on the shelf itself. So I found this off the internet, and I think this will be a perfect backdrop uh, on the window. And speaking of window, I'll have here a few packaging that we can use as a glass. I think this one is too small though. If not, we're gonna use this one here from the two pack. But before all of that, we're gonna clear this up while we are waiting for the final coat dry. And here is our Legion of Monsters diorama display. So the original plan is to create a railings here, but as you can see, there is not enough space for our railings. So we ditched that out, or I ditched that out, as well as the table at the back with flask, Bunsen burners and stuff. So again, there's no space for that. Probably in the future, I can add a stairs here so that it can act as a riser as well. I'll think about that, but as of the moment, we have our diorama. Took us 2 days to complete this diorama, but it's all worth it. And yeah, we still have a lot of the shelves to upgrade. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching.